And that's where our jobs come in as men, whereas husbands, to cover that woman up because there's a bear. They don't know. They just going off. A woman goes off emotions.
Exactly.
I feel this water is good, I'm going to drink it. I feel that Kool-Aid ain't sweet, I'm going to drink it. I feel this candy. That's how.
About the love, let's talk about communication. Let's talk about the love, let's talk about communication. Oh yeah, talk about the love, let's talk about communication. Let's talk about the love, let's talk about communication. Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, William Robinson, coming at you live today from the studios of TLC, Talk, Love, and Communication. Today we have a special guest on my story. We got Elijah Vincent Barnes. He's going to give us some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, ladies and gentlemen. He got some input and some opinions, strong opinions, on how the community should be ran. The things that we should do, ladies and gentlemen, to enhance our youth, ladies and gentlemen. This young man is a bundle of joy, a bundle of wisdom, and a bundle to have on this show today. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to give this young man a special round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I got the one and only Elijah Vincent Barnes. How's it going today, bro?
I can't complain about life, not at all. It's going good.
How your ride over was, man?
It was lovely. It
You know
was
what I mean?
lovely.
I mean, you reside in Gainesville, Florida now, huh?
Yeah, I got married and moved to Gainesville, man.
Okay. What's the difference? I mean, from living in Ocala all your life, moving to Gainesville, even though it's right up the road.
The only difference it is that Vince stayed in Ocala. Elijah stayed in Gainesville.
That's right.
If you understand, like, the difference.
And explain to my audience the difference in Vince and Elijah.
Well, Vince grew up basically like trouble. You know, I wasn't troublesome, but I was getting in and out of trouble. Mm-hmm. And I wanted something different, you know. I prayed, I fasted, and I just followed God's order. And just, you know, to complete a man, you got to get married, you know. And so I just followed his leadership, and I found my wife, and I just left and I moved.
You know, it's so important that you said there's a man Vince and there's a man Elijah.
Yeah.
You know, and your name is Elijah Vincent Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
See, but everybody grew up with you, call you Vince.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't know who Elijah is.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
You know, Vince was the caterpillar.
Yeah.
Elijah is the butterfly.
You better say it.
And you know, the Bible said a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing.
Yeah.
How important how essential is it to a man to have the right woman in his life?
It's very important. Let me see. The man chooses his wife. The wife doesn't choose the husband. Mm-hmm. So long as we got Jesus, the head of our life, and then is the man, then is the wife. So the importance is like, I didn't change on my own. She changed me. Mm. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, I do.
And it's like, she took Vince from selling drugs, being a whoremonger, and basically being irresponsible. And she said, come with me, because she seen my leadership. And when I got there to Gainesville, I ain't gonna lie to you, it wasn't peaches and cream. You know, Elijah still was fighting Vince. Or should I say Vince still fighting Elijah?
Yes, sir. Hey, man, you know, in order for that butterfly, man, got to be some resistance. He got to push against that cocoon, man. He got to push and press and fight.
And that girl got on her knees with me in the morning time and at night time and prayed with me. And slowly but surely, even my mama seen Vince start fading away. Like, Elijah started popping up. You know, when mama started calling me, my baby mama started calling me to do things and to say things and to come get your jit. It's like it was a different conversation.
You know, how did you know that she was the one?
I'm gonna tell you something, man. We met and I knew she was the one when we first had we first went on a date. We went to Clearwater.
Mhm.
And she was talking to me. You know how you just be talking. I guess it's pillow talking on the way to Clearwater. And we
Yeah.
just conversating. And I knew she was the one because she wasn't amused with my lifestyle with Vince. She wasn't amused by it. And some women are amused by that. You know what I'm saying? And she just was talking to me and she was building me up. She didn't know she was building me up. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And my pride and my ego weren't gonna let me know she was building me up. But that whole conversation, she was building me up. And when we got to the destination on the beach and we was walking and holding hands, yeah, we was holding hands.
I'm like-
First date. You
I'm like,
get me?
this thing feel pretty good. It's kind of different.
You better believe it. So we kissed and we just was talking and she had a real conversation with me. She held my hand and grabbed my, you know, when a woman,
Yeah, yeah.
and she grabbed me and she was like, listen, I'm getting tired of all that. What I told you I've been through, I want something real. And ironically, I wanted something real because I was reaching that age. I was like 40 years old.
Mhm.
And I knew she was the one when we went out to eat and she pulled out of her card to pay. And you know me, I'm getting the fast money. So I got a couple 20s. So I pulled them on out and she was like, why you pulled all your money out? Like, that don't amuse me. Why you pull that out?
And
I
she-
knew she was the one then.
Yeah.
And then we prayed together instead of having intercourse. We prayed together.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that blew me, bro.
So basically, she reeled you in. She caught the big fish.
I think I caught the big fish. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And what's
bro.
crazy, as long as both of y'all feel that way, that's a lovely thing, man.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
You know, you spoke earlier, the baby mamas.
Yeah.
Sometimes, there's a story in the Bible where a man was cutting himself with the tombs, and after Jesus had done healed the man, people ain't want to believe, oh, that's still him.
Right.
See what I'm saying? They looking at the man, but they don't want to believe that he could be doing this good now. See, they still want to see Vince, no matter how much Elijah's there. They still want to see Vince. How was it with the baby mamas once Elijah transformed? Because, one thing about Vince and Big Pete, they'll double back.
Correct.
You understand what I'm saying? See,
Correct.
but William and Elijah ain't doubling back.
That's a good question. First, when me and my girlfriend, me and my wife first got together, I got 4 baby mamas,
Mhm.
and 2 of them is everything to me. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. 2 of them is everything. It was like the conversation. They was like, "Vince, you for real?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They was like, "Okay then." And then it kind of like struck them when I announced that marriage.
Mhm.
And they was like, I never thought I'd see you get married. But then they was like, he for real. He really for real. And I never, never had that conversation with them, I guess, sexually. I
Mhm.
never went back and had that conversation with them. It was like pure, co-parenting.
And there's different levels to loving. It's funny you say that because, I can love my kid. I love each and every one of my kids' mother, but I love them like a family member. It's like it's no sexual desire, but you love them as people. You
Mhm.
love them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You share things and you shared things and you did things that's, it's a special situation. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we kick against the pricks, but it is what it is, and it comes with maturity.
Correct.
if you still metamorphing to Vince to Elijah, it's gonna be problems. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But when you put your foot down and draw a line in the sand, they're gonna respect that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's so important. You know, when we think about love, true love, if you had to describe love in one word, what would it be?
I would never ask that. If I had to describe it in one word, I would say Jesus.
Amen. So talk to me about N.H. Jones Project. See, a lot of the people nowadays, the youth, they don't know anything about N.H. Jones Projects because they have torn it down now. How was life growing up in N.H. Jones Projects?
I mean, it's what you see on TV in Compton, New York, Texas, Miami. It's the inner city. It was rough growing up in N.H. Jones Projects. You know, it wasn't peaches and cream, although mama made the best of it. Could it been better? Hell yeah. But she made the best in that situation, and I appreciate her for making the best because she taught me survival technique. She taught me respect. She taught me honor. She taught me integrity. And most important, she laid down the foundation of the Bible. I strayed away now. You know, that's Vince. I'm a stray away. But she taught me them things.
You know, if I made the statement, it takes a man to raise a man, what would be your response?
I would say you did right. And my mama got married in 89
Mhm.
To my stepdaddy. And my stepdaddy, he wasn't allowed to chastise us. So growing up, we kind of like depending on mama to chastise us. And you know, she can only chastise us certain far. You know what I mean? Because I need that structure. I understand it now back then, you know, but it takes a man to raise a man. It definitely takes a man to raise a man.
You know, I was raised by my mom also. And, you know, our moms, I know your mother, you know what I mean? And them some hell of a women.
Yeah.
Them some different kind of women.
Yes.
And they don't make too many women like that today.
No.
And they done a hell of a job because, you know, we grew up certain ways and, you know what I'm saying, and we rough around the edges, but it's a lot of things that my mama can have a strong influence on the man that I am today.
Mhm.
And responsibility-wise and being, you know, you're the baby.
Mhm.
See, I'm the oldest.
Right.
You the baby. So how was life? Do you feel like it was different? You got different treatment being the baby?
I definitely feel like I got different treatment. I would say my sister Letta and my brother Boss, they caught that 70s and 80s deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I caught I was born in 82. I caught the last end when she was trying to change.
Yeah.
She got more godly. And to speak on that, my mama, she did the best I can, but she couldn't raise two men. But at the same time, though, I'm going to tell you what she did. She gave us to God. And that's the best thing that a single woman can do. Although she wasn't single, but my mama, she headstrong. You know that. My mama headstrong. She want to run everything it is. And what it was is that she was in control of the household. You know, my stepdaddy, he had say so, but you know, when it come down like, hey, them boys ain't doing that. Well, that ain't gonna hurt nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know, he didn't have that say so of like, hey, keep them in that room. Do this right here. Do that there. We was exposed to a lot of things. And by us being exposed to a lot of things, of course it changed us. It moved us in a way like, that's what I want to do. That's who I want to be. I see the girls around him. I see the chain around his neck. I see the muscles on my uncle. You know, that's what I want to do. And that's what me and my brother decided to do. And to be honest with you, we did it for 10, 15, 20 years.
Do you remember how long you've known me?
I've been knowing you for about 30 some years.
And you was a young man at the time.
Mhm.
And what's your memories of me from those days?
I remember you had the car with the bang in it. You used to come to the house. You know, you was family. You came to the house. You picked up my brother, you know, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to be.
But you know what? You know what made me cling to your brother? I heard him make that statement you just said. One day I was just out there. I didn't really know the kid. You know, I'm still older than him.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard him say, when I get big, I'm going to do whoop-de-whoop so I can get a car like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, but at the time, I wasn't doing whoop-de-whoop. I was working.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to show him that you can go to, man, you don't have to do whoop-de-whoop to get this car. You can go to work. And I start coming and pick him up faithfully.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a right-hand man. You know what I'm saying? And I would come pick him and I want to show him that, hey, you ain't got to do whoop-de-whoop. You can go, look at, man, I'm going to get off work. I'm going to come out and pick you up. I'm going to do this here, pop, pop, pop. But, you know, we can still enjoy these luxuries.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's the importance of just any type of mentor, older man, older, you know, male figure, you know, in a person's life. And that's so important, you know. But you was always a thinker. You was always kind of quiet. You would peep out. You would, you know what I mean? You was very observant, even as a kid. You was very observant. You know, and I like to make the statement when it goes back to the mom thing is that, you know, my mom don't like when I say, Mom, we was poor. But I didn't know it because of the love. You understand what I'm saying? And one thing you know, they'll love you to death.
Oh, yeah.
Literally.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's so lovingly and sweet. Now, she was then, but you weren't going to try her.
Right.
You weren't going to get, you know, it's boundaries. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it was. A lot of black parents was like that. A lot of mothers, you know. But, you know, N.A. Jones was N.A. Jones. You know, you had Parkside, Buzz Recorders, Marion Mountain. You know what I'm saying? Jones side, you know, those days was different than now. You know, so how was life growing up without your father in the household? Even though, you know, Mr. Roy, hell of a man.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? A loving man. I'm quite sure. Tell me, first of all, what's some of the most important things you learned from Roy?
I learned from Roy his work ethic. I learned to never give up. I learned to this lifestyle that Elijah is living right now, I get that from Roy. You know, to take care of the household. You know, and let me tell you something about Roy, man. That I probably never told him, and I should. But it takes a hell of a man to come from Maryland to Florida to reside and take care of 3 bad kids. It's not his. That's a hell of a dude. And that's what I picked up from Roy. And I love you for that, Pops. And I just learned his heart, his integrity. And he's the one who used to come in my room when I was in high school and be like, every morning, why don't you just say thank you, Jesus? Why don't you just thank God? And I used to be like, all right. He's like, I'm telling you, man, it'll change your life. You know what he was doing, he wasn't forcing it upon me. You know, it's like a good preacher give you a decision to make. You know, you either come back to my church, but when you come back, you're gonna do this. And he was giving me that decision to make. He was like, man, I'm telling you what it'll do this. And I was like, all right, you know, I'm seeing my big brother. You know, at this time, my brother was doing his 1-2. I'm saying this. So I'm like, okay, then. And I started saying it and saying it and saying it. So that's one thing that I picked up from Roy, and I love him for. He gave me honor. He gave me a good heart, and I looked at the building, and I seen a different view from what my other peers probably seen in life. You know what I'm saying? They probably seen struggle, like you mentioned about poor. You know, we didn't know we was poor.
Yep.
According to the government, we poor. But when you come to the hood, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I never missed a meal growing up.
Yep.
I can't relate to when someone get on TV and be like, man, we had roaches in the cereal. I'm sure my sister probably can relate to it. But my mama, she worked 2 and 3 jobs, so I could never relate to that.
That's right.
So I can't get on here and say, man, we was poor growing up. Bro, we weren't poor. I wasn't poor growing up.
And see, riches and wealth and poverty, a lot of time have nothing to do with the home you live in or the car you drive. It's about the love within.
Correct.
You have a lot of people that have big houses and big bank accounts, but ain't no love in the family.
Correct.
And we'll take love any day, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's vital. And those things, those conversations with Roy. And sometimes we don't understand that right now as a grown man.
Mm-hmm.
That was your experience.
Mm-hmm.
So when you faced with those type situations, you handle it instantly the way Roy handled it.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly the way Mom handled it. I mean, it's reflexes because that's all you know.
Yep, that's all I know.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What you have been exposed to.
Yeah.
You know, and that's so very important. How important do you feel it is to have structure in a male child's life?
I mean, to go back to what we was just was talking on, let me touch on a little bit. God is love. So when my mama gave us to God, she laid down a solid foundation because you can't get no solid than God. You know what I mean? It's like right now we putting things on this table right now. This is God. So what she did was she gave us structure. You know, my mom used to whoop us if we didn't learn the 23rd Psalm. My mama actually whooped me and my brother and my sister. You know what I'm saying? And right now I thought, man, my mama mean. But I can recite that. You know what I mean? And what it is that, you know, when they lead me beside the still waters, I learned what that actually means, to stop running. You get what I'm saying? Is because when they tell you knowledge is power, knowledge is not power. Because when you seek knowledge, you keep seeking. But God leads you beside the still water and gives you rest and comfort.
So you say you got that rump tore about that 23rd Psalm.
You better believe it.
So if I put you on the spot right now,
come on now, don't do that,
and have you to recite this Psalms, you got it?
Nah, I ain't got it right now.
I need to call Miss Dale.
Don't call her.
Okay, but you know,
don't call her. But I can recite other things in the Bible though.
He say he leadeth you beside still waters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Lord talked, as lambs, as a sheep, as a lamb. See, a sheep is afraid of the water.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you walk a sheep up to the water, he'll back up. He'll run from the water.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he say, as our shepherd, he would lead us beside still waters.
Come on now. He gonna lead us.
Beside still waters, where all that rambling and distraction and all this going on. Remember Peter. Mm-hmm. Peter said, if it be thou, command me to walk out on this sea.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus said, come.
Come on.
And he did it until he started noticing what was going on around him, that running water.
Yep.
We ain't okay now. All right, all right. How do you feel about, when you think about the world today compared to when you was growing up in the community and, as far as the leaders and the youth and things of that nature, break down this community. First of all, run down a few concerns you have when it comes to the community itself.
Well, our community is struggling from salvation. And to get into that, our community believe everything. And we done tried everything except for God. We haven't tried God because that's why the government officials, which what it says in Ephesians, that we're fighting against the principalities, you know what I mean? They know what they doing, bruh. And they have brung it in and they took God out the equation. Just think about it. You go to the 70s or to the 60s with the civil rights. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, then we march. We overcame, but we ain't overcome.
Right.
We just march.
Right.
The 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Now we living in the 2000s. Okay, we done tried everything. We done signed petitions. We done rally up war cries, the peace and all that kind of stuff. What it is, the world today just took God out the equation. So I would just ask the world, let's try God. You know, we don't need no leadership but God. We don't need no man. It tells you in the book of Deuteronomy that no man will come and free you from your bondage. It tell you that, the 28th chapters. So therefore, you got to look at it like this. Who is lying? Is God lying? Or is man lying? I would go to man. Man is lying. I'm depending on God. So therefore, that book hasn't disappointed me yet. Everything that book told me that what's going to happen is happening.
Right.
So I don't see the world as being bad. I see it as being normal. What I see as being bad is our spirits. See, we strayed away from God. You know what I mean? Once the Christians come back to God and everything, then we will view the world as being normal. The world is normal. Everything that's going to happen is happening. We got chips in our cards. You know what I'm saying? They taking away the currency. If you look at BRICS, they trying to take away the currency. That's what Gaddafi got killed over. So you got to look into all these political views and be like, and start correlating all together and be like, the Bible hasn't lied.
Have you remember the movie The Matrix?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times we walk around in the Matrix,
Mm-hmm.
you know, meaning oblivious
Mhm.
to what's really going on around us.
Mhm.
Some people believe everything they see on the news. They don't think that the people that be push narratives on us as a whole and force us to believe, and we just naive and we just believe anything they say,
Mhm.
and they just mislead us. You know what I mean? But once your eyes is open, you know, I'm a firm believer in, you know, if you read your Bible, the Bible, why, like you say, what are we surprised by?
Yeah.
The Bible tells us that these days are coming.
Mhm.
We just didn't think we'll be living in these days, you know?
Mhm. It's just the movies that they're putting out for us is coaching us into the new world order. And if we, by a person that sees things on the news and they believe it, let me ask you a question. Who are you to argue with them about their view? Everyone will not be woke. You know, it tells you in Ezekiel what about the dry bones. You know what I'm saying? The dry bones, and when he awake them, everybody ain't gonna wake up. You know, he gonna give a strong delusion to a lot of people.
Everybody gonna have to live in water.
Come on now. And that's fine by me. If that's fine by God, because he the one who said, everyone would not enter into my kingdom. So if he said that out of his own mouth, I ain't finna put on my cape and try to save everybody.
And you know, it's so funny that you see the perspective that you have is so rare. And people look at it as, oh, you cold-hearted, you shouldn't say that. But that's reality.
It's reality.
That is reality.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I mean, in the end, that's your choice, bro. You got to go stand before Jesus by yourself.
All I can do as a servant is to give you the gospel.
The good news.
If you deny that,
It's on
that
you.
ain't. I got high blood pressure. I take pills every day, bro. I can't sit here and argue back and forth. No, it says you right, bro. God bless you.
Always remember, Jesus said, no man coming to the Father except that he draws them.
Mhm.
Everybody ain't going to be drawn. See, people think when we all God's children. No, we are not. You better go read John chapter 8, verse 44, I believe it is.
The weeds growing
He
into
said,
the wheat.
you are of your father,
You
the
better
devil,
believe.
and the works of your father you shall do.
You sure do.
You'll know them by their fruit.
Yeah, we sold together, baby. The wheat and the wheat.
And he said, well, you pull up. He said, no, don't go pull up the weeds because you might accidentally pull up some wheat.
Come on now.
So we gonna wait till the end. I'm gonna come handle that.
Yeah,
And when I
I
get there,
decipher who's who.
yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
his job to do that. You know, so back to the community, man. What do you think? We all know the problem. See, I'm a firm believer that you don't tell a man a problem if you don't have a solution. If you go to a person with a problem, they ask you, well, what you think I should do about it? you should be on thought this thing through enough to understand the solution to the problem.
The solution to our problem is God. I mean, I have firearms. I'm gonna protect myself, brother. And I'm sure a lot of people have firearms in their homes. And I want someone to comment or to call your phone right now today. I will pay them my paycheck to I want them to tell me and look me square in my face and tell me that firearm killed somebody in the house. Firearms don't misfire. I mean, firearms don't fire by themselves. You get what I'm saying? Knives just don't come up to people's chest and start cutting them. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Sin is our problem, brother. And we know sin our problem, but guess what though? We love to live in sin.
You know, in Galatians chapter 5, verse 22, it say the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, temperance, all these things. So when we think about sin, see, some people don't understand that we are in a spiritual warfare, and anger, hatred, bitterness, jealousy, all these things come from the heart, man. God, as long as you walk around on this earth, you will sin. You will sin. You're going to have a thought. Just because you married don't make every woman ugly. You understand what I'm saying? And that thought might be there for 2 seconds, might be 5 seconds, but you got to push it away. You got to kick it to the side. You understand what I'm saying? And so we're going to, long as we walk around in our flesh, the Bible tells us we're going to fall short of the glory of God.
Yeah, we're going to have corner-minded.
It's the heart. When God chose David to be king, he said, I choose a man after my own heart. And when you go back and read about David, but David went and snatched Bathsheba, and David did his thing. You understand what I'm saying? But David was a man after God's own heart. He was quick to repent. True repentance will make you turn from it. It ain't a 360 because you right back where you started. True repentance will make you do a 180 and go the other direction. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the heart. What's in your heart? That's what it boils down to. And we have to cleanse our heart, man. Stop. It's a choice. It's a choice. Each and every moment, each and every thought, each and every action is a choice of yours to follow right or wrong.
And also, Jesus got tempted. When, he came in the flesh, he got tempted. So if he got tempted, who are you and me?
Yeah.
We're going to be tempted. And with that being said is that, when grandma used to say, oh no, they can't come to my house. Grandma wasn't being mean. Grandma just didn't allow certain spirits around her. So therefore, when you say that a woman, it's a lot of beautiful women. We got a lot of beautiful sisters, and we got a lot of handsome brothers. Let's get that out there.
Yeah.
My wife ain't only gonna see me as being handsome. It's a lot of guys in social media doing a great job of putting these people in our faces. But what it is that you got to do what's best to resist the temptation. Far as like you, a woman, shorts on, halter top, you know what I'm saying? Long 27 piece, and she done got her body done and all that kind of stuff. My wife, you can't come to my house not dressed like that. Because at the same time, though, your husband should be a man enough to hold on. They tempted Jesus. You ain't finna come in here and tempt my husband now.
And remember who tempted Jesus? The devil.
You darn right.
And you with that spirit in you ain't coming around my husband dressed like that.
Come on, man. With that Jezebel spirit, you can't do that. Just like any guy. Any guy come over to my house, he got his shirt off, his all this. Bro, where you going at? I slap you to the door. Where you going at, bro? Oh, you should go to the gym and get your chest like mine. Nah, bro. You're not coming in my house with that spirit. Because if you was a great man, you would know, let me cover myself up before I go into this household.
I got this thing about, I got friends. You be on grew up with friends. That's just like, okay, you Boss and Kiki.
Right.
I've been knowing him forever. I mean, I actually, Boss, you need to give me a shout out, boy. I actually took him, what I'm saying, the first time shooting marbles, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And no matter how well I know him and her, if he tell me to meet him at his house, if he's not there yet, I'm not going in their house. Now Kiki could say, well, come on in here. It's raining out there. Come on, boy, you know ain't nobody. Nope, I'm not going in that man's house. I'm going to respect him enough because I don't want the thought to enter his mind, even though I could resist. You know, people, I don't know what spirit is in her. Not saying she would.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Correct.
saying you don't put yourselves in situations.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? To be exposed.
A woman, let's just get that out there. A woman is not smart. Let's just put that out there. If they were, you know, when that serpent was talking to Eve, you don't think he whispered at Adam? He whispered at Adam, but we're not wired up to pay attention like that. That's why we need, see, all of us is equally yoked. You know what I'm saying? Like you need that woman need that man. And what it is that woman, like you said, that woman may invite you in, but she need that cover, which is that man, that husband, to say, hey, babe, you don't see that, you know, you got dirty laundry right here. You know, you got, oh no, that's Pete. I've been knowing him from years. No, baby, you still got that. That man is gonna cover you.
Yeah.
That's where our jobs come in as men, whereas husbands, to cover that woman up because there's a bear. They don't know. They just going off. A woman goes off emotions.
Exactly.
I feel this water is good, I'm gonna drink it. I feel that Kool-Aid ain't sweet, I'm gonna drink it. I feel this candy. That's how a woman respond. You ask a woman right now, hey, babe, what you think about me changing my job? I feel you shouldn't change it because you make a lot of money. You ask a man, hey, bro, what you think about this right here? A man gonna give you scenarios. Logic.
You know, I may make $20 over here, but I ain't got good health insurance.
That's
You know
what a
I'm saying?
man gonna give you.
I make $16 over here, but my family got great health insurance.
Come on now.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's what a man gonna
It's
do.
the big picture. Do you believe that men and women have certain roles in the marriage?
Oh, of course they do. Of course, we have different roles. And this is one thing that me and my wife, we had to sit down and we had a conversation because it's like my mama taught me how to clean, cook. Man, on Saturdays, man, my mama wake up and listen to the Isaac Brothers, the Marvin Gaye. We had to wash baseboards. I can clean the house from top to bottom. But I don't have that nurturing like that woman do. You see, my wife, she'll get in there and cook breakfast, scramble eggs. I can do that. She make my orange juice for me. You know what I'm saying? But what she do to me, she give me a nurturing spirit. So therefore, I can wake up as a man and I gotta go out there and cut the grass. I gotta go out. She's gonna give it to me. Babe, calm down. Eat your breakfast. Let's do this right here. It's a woman and man bring balance to each other. You know what I'm saying? If I'm better than you if I'm good at math, my wife is good at math. I'm just using the scenario. What is we doing together? We're gonna bump heads.
How's he helping each other?
We're not helping each other. We're not equally yoked. See, people got that missing screw. Equally yoked mean is that, baby, you can't balance a checkbook. I can. She might tell me, Elijah, you need to apologize to your daughter for saying that in a harsh way. Nah, man, she needed to hear that. But guess what I end up doing? Apologizing because she gave it to me in a nurturing way and saying like, this is how she took it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know, do you think raising daughters help you understand women more?
Yeah and no. Yeah, because you seeing something grow up and you realizing that this is your mom, this is your wife, and this is your sister. You know what I'm saying? And I say no because I don't know. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. I really don't know. I don't really know.
You know, I got 2 daughters. I think raising my daughters helped me understand a woman more because they just see things different.
Yeah, they do.
It's just that difference. And when you're raising her, you're very attentive to her because you're around her, you seeing her growing, you seeing her understanding, her everything is different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She could be oh boy, your daughter, hey, just like you, Vince. But she just see the world through the lens of a woman is different
Yeah.
than
it
the world
is.
through the lens
It
of a
is.
man. And I think that helped me understand women more raising daughters.
That's a great way to put it. I didn't really look at it like that. That's a great way.
You know, throughout life, who are some of the most influential people outside of your household?
I would say I'm gonna go a little deep on you. Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Tupac Shakur, Nat Turner, and my daddy.
In any particular order, just name off some of the things the reason why these men and how they influence your life. Just no particular order.
Marcus Garvey, he made a plan to free us. And like I said earlier, he didn't put God as a foundation. He leaned on his own understanding. But he had a plan to do it, and he tried to do it. And with Malcolm X went against the grain, Elijah Muhammad, and he seeked the truth of his own truth, and he desired to free us again. And he fought for that, bro. And he died for that. But at the same time, though, he was willing to die. He said it. He was willing to die. And that's a dangerous man when they're willing to die for that. You know what I mean? He stood on business. And with I don't mess with MLK because he sold us out. But
Okay, elaborate on that statement. Why do you feel like he sold us out?
Martin Luther King sold us out because he took a pay from the Jewish people, which is, if you go look it up with the I think it's the Big Six. You ever heard of them? The Big Six. They was going around, basically, marching and protesting and getting us together so we can stop this, stop that. You know what I mean? But he took the pay cut. Everything was good when Martin Luther King had a dream, but when Martin Luther King woke up, that's when they popped him. If you go listen to the whole I Have a Dream speech, which a lot of people is not aware of, they only listen to that what we was told in school when he's talking about I have a dream and all this kind of stuff right here. But if you listen to that whole speech, Martin Luther King told you the truth in that speech. You know what I'm saying? And then he told I forgot her name, but it was a black leader. He led us into a burning house because we ain't supposed to have got segregated, bro. We should have stayed where we was. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Malcolm X was telling him. As soon as you fought for all this right here, Martin, all hell broke loose. We lost acres of land. We lost honor. We lost our heritage. Do you know how it feel, bro, to lose your culture? We lost that. Right now, we'll fight amongst each other. We'll say right now, bro, oh, you a Hebrew, you a Christian, you Islam. Nah, I don't want no part of that. And at the same time, if you make God the foundation, you can't deny nothing, no religion, because every religion takes from that Bible. Islam respect the first 5 books of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And they respect that to the core. You go over there to their land, they respect that. Hebrew Israelite, they respect the Torah. You know what I mean? And then the Christians, they respect the whole Bible.
The only thing is Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
See, you say, well, certain groups, a certain religious group respect the Torah, the first 5 books. That's the Torah, the quote unquote, the book of Moses and all this here.
Mm-hmm.
But you and I know that, you ain't got nothing without Jesus.
I mean, that's you and I though.
See, it's only one truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't have one without the other.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, the difference is Jesus hold you accountable.
Mm-hmm.
See, people don't want to be held accountable.
No.
People don't want to say, it's my fault. People want to say it's the blue man fault, it's the green man fault, it's the purple man fault. It's everybody's fault but theirs. You know what I'm saying? Accountability is the word of 2024, TLC Robinson. Nobody wants to be held accountable.
No, that offends people.
Accountability offends people.
Yeah, man. You know, they'll spit that pill back up. They don't want to swallow that. And you know, like you was talking about me at the beginning about marriage and about the difference between Elijah and Vince. You know, Vince didn't hold Vince for accountability. You know, I did what I did and thought I was a chemist and went out there and poisoned my people.
And when someone back you in the corner, I just get mad. I get angry.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna come out that corner.
You know what I mean? I remember that's my deflect. You know what I'm saying? When something don't go right, I just get angry. And when I get angry, nothing else matters.
No.
Why you did that? I was mad.
Right. And that's why the jail, the prison system is like it is, because they understand that we don't accept accountability. You know, and when I say they, I say the B system. You know, it ain't no color. Let's not put a color on it. It's just like what you was talking about, you know, the devil, you're going to do the devil's work. And they understand that, and it's profitable because they know, okay, then if I test this child in school in the second grade and he's not up to standards, you know what I mean? And I put him, and I talked to the single mom, because 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a single mom. And I put that child on medicine. You know, once I put that child on medicine, I can rate you right now and tell you, you know, Tyrone in 10, 15 years is going to be in my prison system. I got one. And right now, you know, they fund that the prison system, so therefore it's profitable. So you got to understand that you can't blame them. We got to accept accountability.
And you know, and the moms have to understand and stop looking for the easy way out. You know, the son a little hype, a son a little inquisitive. He just want to learn. He want to know. So he asking all these questions. But you want to talk on the phone. You want to play on the phone. You want to do these things. So the kid's bothering you for wanting to learn. So therefore, I'm gonna give him this medicine because it put him to sleep. That's
you know, me and that second baby mama, who I tell you that, you know what I'm saying, her and I have different views on things. But one thing we meet in common is that you're not gonna dope my child up. And reason why I say that is that we gotta stop attacking the single mother. That ain't doing us no good. We did it for 10, 15 years.
When you say we, you meaning the men.
The men. We have to stop attacking it. You know what I mean? Because every time we turn on social media, turn on the news, we always gonna see that ignorant single mother. Why you think that? It's profitable. As men, she don't want nothing to do with me. Cool. I'm gonna sacrifice my emotions and my pride, and most important, my ego for that boy. Oh, can I come get it? You can't come to my house. Cool. I go to the school. You know, I'm gonna go to the festivals. I'm gonna meet auntie or uncle somewhere in the supermarket, and I'm gonna stop.
But why do you think the relationship with the fathers and the child is solely based on a lot of the times the way that mother feel about the father?
Of course it is. Of course it is. It's based on that, and that you asked that question, that's just proved my point. We know this. We know that she's emotional. We know that she can't have the cake and eat it too, so therefore she go off on a rant.
You know, a lot of that goes back to trauma.
Oh yeah.
Old trauma, you know, and it goes back to the importance of a father. You think it's more important, listen to this question good.
Mm-hmm.
it's more influential that a father be in his daughter's life or his son's life?
His son.
And you know, that thinking is great. But just think about a young lady growing up never having an authority figure, never being showed how a man should treat her. You know, from the time my daughter could walk, I opened her door.
Mm-hmm.
You know my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I taught her how a man should treat a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I can recall after me and her mom separated, it's the only woman she ever seen me with outside of her mom up until me leaving. And I opened the door for them. First of all, she was mad because she had to get in the back.
Mm-hmm.
But I opened the door for them. And as I walked around the car, the woman didn't open my door.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter jumped across the seat and opened my door and looked back at her and said, "Why didn't you open the door for my daddy?"
Mm-hmm.
Because to her, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Correct.
He's showing you kind and courtesy. You show it back to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's all she's known all her life. You know, and it's so important, you know, and when I went away, that hurt my daughter so much.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like she lost the way. You know what I'm saying? You're my best friend. You left. You know what I mean? Who else gonna, you know what I mean? Haven't been treated like that since. You know, people, you know, her family love, you know, mom and grandma, everybody love her, but it ain't daddy.
Right.
You know, why is there so many single moms? Why do you think the fathers are not in the home, man?
Because of the B system that they set up in the 70s. You know, they if I can give you this, long as you don't have that man in there. You know, and that's what's hurting the black family.
But don't you think that's an individual choice to want more?
Nah. I mean, it's in your carnal flesh to want more, but at the same time, you got to have that cover over you so you can make it a valid decision. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, you're going to want to sit down and to receive these food stamps and receive this Medicaid and all this kind of stuff. But if I come to you crying out and be like, babe, let's just try this. Let me just work 2 jobs and let me provide insurance on my job for these kids. You know, let me do this. Let me give you $50 a week. $50 a week ain't no money. Let me try. Before you make that choice to ruin me, because let's be honest, bro, just like you made a decision, that male make a decision too. You know what I mean? Everyone has trauma in their life. Trauma is in our DNA since our ancestors got off that boat. So trauma is in all our DNA. And that come back and play. But at the same time, though, just think for a minute. We can outsmart that woman if we try. Most of us not trying. Most of us just going with the flow because you know what? Monday morning, I wake up, go to work, go on my break. I go on social media. You know what I'm saying? I get off work. I go change my clothes, call up Susie, talk to her, then go over there with Tyrone, you know, and kick the bobo. That's life.
Now it's some scumbag men in this world. You know,
A lot.
We got friends our age that's still Vince, that's still Big Pete at our age.
Mm-hmm.
The caterpillar might not never come out. You understand what I'm saying? And my heart go out to mothers, you know, because a lot of times we label women by how many kids they got and their struggle. But once that kid get here, me and you can say, hey, man, this is getting a little too much and walk out the door, tell her we going to work and never come back. You understand what I'm saying? And she gets the bad rap because you showed her everything perfect until it got too hard for you.
In that scenario you just brung, you say the woman has kids and plural, she has kids and that fella won't get it and she's stuck with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then let's talk about that word that TLC love, accountability. Explain that woman. How you have kids. You can miss me with all that. I can look at that bottle of water. I don't know that, it's oil in it or whatnot. And I can taste that bottle of water. I'm going to frown up. That's my first child. I'm going to sip. I'm going to continue sipping the water and keep on having kids.
But see,
bro, that's on you.
It may be from different Vince. When you was Vince,
Mhm.
Vince was a bad mama jam.
Ooh.
Huh?
Come on now.
5 different baby mamas. He tricked 5 of them.
Oh, yeah.
Tricked them. Because you wasn't Elijah. You wasn't the best version of yourself. The man that your wife got right now, them women would have died to have that man.
Oh, yeah.
Them women them right now to this day, them women looking for Elijah.
Oh, yeah.
See, because it was glimpses of Elijah in there. That's what they love. That's what they cling home to. But boy, Vince was loud and proud.
I was loud and proud, and I did my 1-2, but at the same time, you got to realize that, now, what's the old saying? They say, the chickens have come home to roost. Okay, look at what I'm going through now, bro. I come to Ocala from Gainesville and pick a child up from here, a child up from here, a child from here. You get what I'm saying? I ruined my life, bro, by making those decisions that I made. But so at the same time, though, it's like it takes a strong man to go forward with that. But that goes with God, bro. If I would have never found God as my personal savior, bro, I'd probably still be doing my 1-2.
The point I'm trying to make, I'm gonna make 2 points to you. The point I'm trying to make is when that woman met Vince did everything right. Vince paid the bills. Vince still had a little romance to him. Because even though you ain't transformed into Roy all the way, but you had Roy-like qualities. Vince still had Roy-like qualities. You know what I'm saying? You took care of everything. You still was good to him. We know how to treat them when we want to treat them.
Right.
We know we just as manipulate. All I'm saying is, until you decided, even though you might have been a whoremonger the whole time, but she ain't know it at first.
Right.
She ain't know it. Oh, I found, this hair so smooth. He ain't never had a man talk to me like that. Oh, he this, he that. She thinks she found Elijah.
Correct.
But you wasn't ready to be Elijah. So, okay, the baby come, and then all of a sudden she realized, this is a capital V, a capital I, a capital N, a capital C, a capital E, because Vince found attention over here a little more now.
Yeah.
See, so sometimes the baby already here by the time she find out. I understand what you're saying, no, but sometimes, bro, we do what we got to do, man. We tell them what we got to tell them to get what we want.
Right.
Straight up.
Oh, yeah.
So that don't make her a bad person. That just make her, might be a little naive, might have been a little gullible.
But when we's going to start holding them accountable for some of the decisions that they make?
Okay, one thing about me, I'm hard on them. You already know.
I know.
Big
I
William.
done followed your podcast. I know you hard, but
But Big Pete.
yeah.
And William ain't certain things, you know what I'm saying? William is Big Pete is William is Big Pete on certain things. I'm hard on him. I believe accountability.
Yeah.
That's like, we're going to talk about abortion. See, I believe that the world is a little too lenient on them. We don't hold them to the same standard. Especially in nowadays. You want equal. I seen a thing on Facebook, the man sitting on the train. He was sitting there, the woman was standing up. He asked the woman, do you believe in equal rights? She said, yes. He said, well, stand there. He was going to get up.
Right.
But see, you just like me. So stand up.
I mean, if you want to touch on that right there, abortion, that's the woman body and everything. But once again, what I was talking about earlier, who do you believe in, God or the government? Because the government gave you and told you that it's equal rights. And that's going back to what we were saying. See, once all these laws start passing in the 60s and 70s, and everything, and it told you that you was equal to me. Guess what? That's what who we call a liar. We call God a liar then.
Yep.
And see, once we keep calling God a liar, the word just keep going and moving from us. So at the same time is that abortion is sin, bro. We know that's murder. You know, any Christian know that that's murder. But here's the thing right here, though. Women feel that it's equal opportunity and it's equal rights for them. But if a woman have that cover over them, you're not equal to me, because just because I come home and it's dinner on the table, you know what I'm saying? And my wife is dinner, is soda or whatever I prefer, you know, is laid out for me every night. Okay, then that's good. That's your job. That's your duty. And you saying like, dang, why you saying that? And just like you said, Elijah and Vince share, you know, we stand 10 toes on that. I feel that's your job. Now, let me tell you what my job is. You see how that grass growed up after all that rain and stuff from the hurricane? I just went and worked 10 hours on my job. You just went and worked 8 hours on your job. I ain't hating, it's all good. You came in the house, you pulled in the yard, got out your car, walked in your house, and started cooking. You walked past the grass. But guess what the man did? Got out his vehicle, went in the house, took off his work boots or whatever, put on his play shoes, went out there and grabbed our lawnmower and fired it up. That's my job. That ain't your job. The house got stains on it. It need to be pressure washed. You walk past that. You know why she walked past it? That ain't her job. That's my job, bro. So what we got to do is put things in order in the household. That's my job, bro.
And see, I'm a firm believer. It's just the era of men. It's our era and our reason. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we feel. See, now this is contradicted to how the world feel.
Oh yeah.
Oh Lord, I got a daughter. If she heard this here, boy, she gonna be trying to get your phone number to call you and get on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She gets on me, Dad. You can't say, do you really believe I'm about to hang up on you? You know what I mean? So, but these are strong values. And like you say, let God be true and every man a liar.
Oh yeah.
You know, is a child more the mother's child or the father's child? See, if you do a DNA test of the mother, the father, and the child.
Well, you finna say something right now, boy, gonna make everybody shake.
Do you know who that child is more belongs to? You know who has more DNA of that child? You know, let's say you got a woman that got 2 children.
Yeah.
2 children come out of her womb, but different fathers.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a child from another woman.
Mm-hmm.
My children from 2 different women are more genetically linked than the 2 children that come out the same womb.
Mm-hmm.
It's the sack.
It's the sack. It's the sack. Look at Jacob. Jacob had kids from 2 different women.
Rachel and Rebecca.
You better believe it.
They don't even name the daughters. It's the sack. The lineage goes through the sack.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not common in today's world. But if we're going to be a Christian country and we're going to stand on the values of what God say, he meant what he said. It wasn't no 2,000 years ago. It's a living word. He meant what he said.
I mean, we still live by it. We just overlook it in this country. We live by it. I'm going to tell you how we live by it. And it's going to blow your mind. If I go get a DNA from my churn, it's going to say 99.9.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That means that the mother just was a incubus. Incubus is like when you carry something. So you only carried the child. That's just like a woman can only have 1 child a year. I can have 200 of them. So it's my child. So I get what you're saying. It's my child. And that child is gonna look, if it don't have my My looks is gonna have my likeness. You know what I mean? It's gonna do stuff that I do. So I get what you're saying. I have 5 kids. And 3 of them got different moms, and the other 2 got the same mom. Now, all my kids, if you see them together, you'd be like, oh, they look alike. But if you see them apart from each other, you'd be like, girl, you ain't even got to tell me who your dad is. Because they're going to look like my daddy, Elijah Nelson, and they're going to look like me. And before I leave this topic, let me just touch on this right here. You asked me by who influenced me or not, my daddy. And let me tell you why my daddy did that. Because my daddy, I'm just like my dad. I did the same thing, got kids, different mamas, whatnot. But my dad, he was on drugs. He fell victim to that right there. And he wasn't, of course, my mama didn't choose him. So he had his own thing going. But let me tell you what influenced him, what influenced me by him. My daddy had all us together. He was big on that. Mm-hmm. You gonna know your sister. You gonna know your brother. And my daddy probably ain't own same outfits. But he came and got me and came and got my other sisters, you know what I'm saying? One of them stayed in Jacksonville, one of them stayed in Bradenton. And he came and got all of us and we knew each other. And he was big on that. So that right there, that man there alone influenced me to do a lot of things. And I love him for that because he taught me, let me tell you something, boy. It don't matter what you go through. Take care of your seed. And he took care of us. And it was crazy because you know how mamas is, just like they is today. Boy, your dad ain't no good. Boy, your dad ain't no, you know what I'm saying? And she was telling me that. But at the same time is that I was seeing something totally different. And at that time when I was 12 and 13, when you knew me, you know what I mean? Well, you've been knowing me since I was 10. But at that time we was in Jones Projects and, he was, doing his thing. And I'm seeing my daddy roll up on bicycles to see me. At that point, you know what I mean? I'm seeing the cars and gold chains and everything. That's what I want to be. You know what I'm saying? But as I grew and my daddy started taking me on the road because he was a truck driver. Mm-hmm. And when I was 16, he started taking me and he started having that fellowship talk. And he started saying stuff to me. And when he started saying stuff to me, I understood it then. Because I was developing my manhood then. And that's when at that time, that's when Lil Vent turned into Vince. And I was doing other things. I thought I was grown at the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And what he was teaching me is like, it all makes sense now. You know what I'm saying? So that man, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, you know what I'm saying? They had an importance in my life. Not taking another away from my stepdaddy, but it's just like I related to them. Because you can hear me talk right now, bro. I have that revolutionary mind where I want to help people and where I want to do this right here, but I just know that I gotta die to do it. You feel what I'm saying? Because the machine that I gotta go against, it ain't gonna be easy, bro.
Why do you think as a people, we honor people more in death than we do when they're alive?
Because it's not that we do it, it's individuals do it. And the reason why I say we, because a lot of people is dumb. They don't understand the Bible. You know what I'm saying? When they tell you that you cry when a child come in the world and you're supposed to celebrate. See, we celebrate because we know death is just a spirit. And when you get into that word, you understand like, dang, that man really laid his life on the line. Well, you know how much it takes for you to say, when Tupac was saying, if I die tonight, we didn't understand it because we like, he thugging. Tupac wasn't thugging. Tupac was really telling you like, bro, if I die tonight, do this. Understand this right here. And we were looking at it with Malcolm X was like, He was going against the whole brotherhood, and he was willing to die for it, bro. So that's why, bro, to live this life and to be a true Christian, you ready to be persecuted? Because it's going to come a time when our same government is going to persecute us for being a Christian. And you see it right now, it's happening little by little. When they, you got the Transformers out there, and, if you call them out their name, we get persecuted. You know what I mean? And just like with the man and the woman with the same household, you get persecuted, bro, if you don't believe in stuff like that, though.
And it could be clearly wrong, but you're wrong if you speak what's right.
But it tells you that.
If you speak what God say over how someone feel, you're wrong.
Of course.
The media, they'll cancel you. They'll do everything because you offended that person, but you're offending me.
But this is not a Christian-based country.
Is it?
It's not.
Is this not what we supposed to stand on?
No.
The national anthem?
No.
The Pledge of Allegiance?
No.
These are the things that they proclaim.
If you say your Pledge of Allegiance, it tells you to the Republic which we stand.
One nation.
I thought it was a democracy, though.
Under God.
I thought it was a democracy. You can't say under God because it tells you in the book that there's many gods. And the Greeks worship gods. The Babylonians, they worship different gods.
So I think I can have this conversation with you. The name God is a title.
Oh yeah, his name is Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
Have you looked at the movie Passion of Christ?
No, I wouldn't dare look at nothing like that.
And why is that?
Because it's totally false.
Have you watched it?
No, I wouldn't dare watch it. I know where the narrative come from. The narrative come from Hollywood.
Well, you know that Mel Gibson himself, he funded that.
And Mel Gibson also called you the N-word.
Let me ask you something. Okay. Have you when was the last time you used a name to call a white person outside of their race?
Like a racial slur?
Yes.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Do you think that when we think about racism and prejudice, being prejudiced and being racist, sometimes we as a people, bro, we get offended at the truth. If we hear another ethnic group have a certain type of conversation about us, some stereotypes are true.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We get offended, and we'll call them racist. I was just to a football game last night,
mm-hmm.
and the referee, he was doing the most.
Right.
But it wasn't long before the cracker word came out.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, who's racist? Now, you're angry, you're mad that the referee is calling these plays, but why that? You know what I'm saying? So then all of a sudden you had people over there looking at that kind of like, Caucasian people that heard that, they kind of, what are you, and then I kick you, you know what I'm saying? So who's right? Who's right and who's wrong? What make us think that we can say it, but if they say it, it's the end of the world?
I looked it up on my phone, and I'm finna give you this definition.
Oh, I know where the word where it come from.
Based on the definition, blacks can't be racist. Now, do you want me to read the definition, or do you already know that?
Give me the definition.
A person who is prejudiced against or toward people on a basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is minority. So with that right there, blacks can't be racist.
I don't agree with that.
That's definition, brother.
But that definition didn't tell me that blacks can't be racist.
It told you that a group of people We don't control anything. We don't control anything as a group of people. Not you and I. I'm talking about Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and all Jay-Z and all these people who got millions of dollars. We still don't control anything. So we don't control the narrative that being pushed. Now, I'm not finna take up for my people because they was dead wrong last night and I would have spoke up. Now, we can be ignorant and we can be prejudiced. We are very prejudiced. Everyone in America grew up prejudiced.
What's the difference in racism and being prejudiced?
Being racist and prejudice is me. I don't like being around Transformers. That's prejudice. Because you may have a Transformer in your family who you love, but I don't like being around them. Because I know the depths of being around a Transformer. It's spirits on that Transformer.
You better believe it.
So therefore, I don't like being around. I don't like being around rock stars who wear the little whatever that junk and the spikes in their head and the black fingernail. I don't like being around that.
Why is that?
Because that's not of me. I know what spirit behind that, bro. That spirit is soon to lead you to that Transformer. I don't like being around. I'ma say it, bro. I don't like being around niggas.
And what's the difference in a nigger and a
Black man?
A black man?
The difference is Vince was a nigga. See, a nigga tend to believe any and everything, and a nigga's gonna choose their own path. See, a black man, let me tell you, America ain't scared of a nigga. They got over 200 prisons in Florida. We ain't scared of you, bro. All I gotta do is slam that gavel. I got you, nigga. Step to the left. A black man such as me and yourself who's trying to raise other black men and to be responsible for our household, that's what they're afraid of. Because we're getting out. When it tells you in the Bible, it tells you to come out of her. See, we coming out of the system. See, just like we was talking about earlier, bro, we know America we know this Babylon system ain't no good for us. Look what it's telling us to do. Oh, that's your right. That's your body. Abort the baby. Man, you just aborted the next goddamn president.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
And understand that God gives life. You can have sex 1,000,000 times and she don't get pregnant.
Come
you ain't
on
did
now.
nothing no different.
Come on now.
You did the same stroke you did last time.
Women hate to hear this right here, but bro, I'm gonna tell you. See, you're killing the child that you don't want, and you burying the child that you love in the streets with the gang violence. So you burying them, but you killing the child that you don't want. See, that child that you don't want probably could have been Moses. It probably could have been Elijah. See, you never know what you're doing. And see, it tells you in the Bible that God hear that blood, that innocent blood. You don't think that our cups is full with iniquity? It's getting full, bro. That's why these hurricanes coming, bro. I'm gonna say something this right here is completely off subject. I was on Facebook when COVID-19 came out in 1920, something like that. Okay, then I was on Facebook and one of my partners who I was in the world with at that time, he brought it up and everything. And I said, man, COVID-19 ain't for blacks. They thought that just like you thought that, hold on, explain yourself. You know, what you mean? You being prejudiced. What you mean? It's for everybody. So I let me explain it to you while I'm on air and everybody knows what I was talking about back then because I didn't explain it. I was Vince then. I don't do no explaining. So what I meant was we are God's jewels. You can deny it, you can talk, you can disagree with me, but bro, if you want to, I can take you to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. I can go to these scriptures. We are God's Jews. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We are the Jews. But hold up, how you become a Jew? Only way you become a Jew, you gotta be from the tribe of Judah. And we just said Jacob had a son named Judah. the 12 kids. That don't mean nothing. What you talking about? Okay, well, let's go to the Revelations. There's 12 gates. Who them 12 gates belong to? Those 12 tribes.
That's
So
right.
what I was saying was, you got to come out of her. You know what I mean? You got to come out of this beast system and start living and everything. You know what I mean? We got to come out and say, man, we prefer water over Kool-Aid. We prefer water over soda. That don't taste good. Well, you gonna drink it. You know what I mean? No, we ain't gonna eat this red meat every night. You know, it don't digest in our system like that, just that quick. It harms us. Well, why is blacks the leading in diabetics and high blood pressure? You know, an ignorant person to say, well, everybody got high blood pressure. You ain't listen to what I just said. We're leading in it. How come? Because we're eating everything that this system is giving us. And we're eating it and we're putting it in our system, bro. To be honest with you, bro, do you know everyone was born with cancer cells? Everyone. It's what you eat to make it flare up. You know what I mean? Smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, drinking alcohol. Well, why do they call it ABC and spirits? Dummy. Because it's a spirit that comes upon you and takes a part of you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So with that right there being said, bro, that's God. That's the foundation. Let's put that back in our household. You understand what I'm saying? So when I made that comment, it's like it offended a lot of people because I got into it with my own auntie on Facebook. She thought I was so ignorant. But fast forward to 2024, she the most dumbest one. And I said live because you don't understand what I was trying to say. What I was trying to say is you got to come out of her. This is judgment on the land. Just like what God did to Pharaoh, he's doing to this land.
Yep.
Because to be real with you, bro, this is Egypt. We're living in Egypt. We go to the book of Exodus. It tells you that you will go to Egypt. I mean, tell you in Deuteronomy, you will go to Egypt again, this time on ships. Then you go to Exodus because you know in the book of Isaiah, it tells you got to read precept upon precept. So that's how we get our understanding. So when you go to the book of Exodus and it start talking to you about Egypt is the land of bondage. Okay, then go to Washington. Look at all the statues in Washington. Bro, it's Egypt. We know it. Look at the Freemasons. Look at all this stuff that's going on, bro. Look at the fraternities. This is Egypt. And that's what only thing I was trying to get my point across, but I didn't, I ain't finna sit there and type all this on the social media. But that's what I was trying to get them to understand. You got to come out of her. That's where all these plagues are attacking. Look at Brazil, bro. I don't know if you looked at it, but a couple years ago, they had a devil parade where they was walking around in all these little outfits and whatnot. And then it was a flood came. I believe it was like the next day or the same day or something like that. Bro, that's judgment.
Yep.
Oh, the ocean just overfilled. Really? We're going to keep on making excuses for science.
Rather than looking at God.
Come on, man. We're going to keep on doing this.
The statement, black people and niggas, you know what I'm saying, is very strong. And like you say, America's not afraid of a nigga.
No, they're not afraid of niggas.
They got somewhere for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Niggas kills niggas. Niggas, they lock them up in prison. You know
Whites love black people. Don't let nobody fool you.
Elaborate on that.
A true white person that's like, I'm going to use like the KKK. They have the books. They know the truth. They know that we are God's jewels. Don't let nobody fool you. It's just they're superior. That's why they gave you a white Jesus. You can understand? Everybody know Jesus is black. Come on, man. Damn, you're going to make the whole country black, but you're going to take Egypt and make it all white. Come on, man. But we ain't going to get into that. But they know they love black people. Just like you got Trump. Trump love black people. You have a lot of white people. They love you. Here's the thing. Just like me. Bro, you're not going to come around me and play that victim stuff. You ain't gonna come around here and talk about, oh, the white man keeping me down, a white man. Nah, bro, you keeping yourself down. I wasn't born a slave. You wasn't born a slave. We may not have the same opportunity because the system ain't for niggas. It ain't for us. We might not have the same opportunity, but guess what? When we come out of getting in trouble and we go on that job and we start talking and looking that white man in his eyes and shaking his hand. Yes, sir. Thank you. I ain't got to lose my integrity now. I'm still a man and I'm a black man. I'm aware of this.
You just addressing his position.
I'm addressing you and I'm letting everyone know I have respect. Now I'm gonna die for mine now. You're gonna respect me too, but you know what? They're not gonna disrespect you. They only gonna disrespect you when they see a nigga. That's why they hang stuff on your lawns. And that's why when you come to work and it's stuff, because you come with your pants sagging. You come on, yeah, bro. Yeah, dog. Yeah. You a nigga, bro. You come. Yeah, okay then, mama. Yes, ma'am. Click. You know, my boss on my job in Gainesville, he told me, say, man, I see you got a lot of respect for your parents. You know, that didn't mean anything to me because he admired my respect. But what meant something to me is that he acknowledged the fact that it's the respect for God. I can't just say anything to you. You know what I'm saying? Now, you have some, like you used the word earlier, crackers. You got them in every race, bro. You got crackers, you got niggas. Now, you have the crackers, bro, who gonna always disrespect you because you're less than me. You know what I mean? You're less than me because they're ignorant and they haven't learned the truth about this is God, Jew. You know, he's better than me. His organs are different from mine. When white people put on suntan lotion, they look like you under the sun, bro. Don't let that go over your head. Why you think they putting it on? Why you think we don't have to put it on in the sun? Because we have melanin. When they put on suntan lotion, they put it on melanin. But anyway, now when a cracker gonna always disrespect you, but it's a way you put him in his place. See, I ain't gotta be ignorant. That's what I teach my sons and my daughters. You don't have to be ignorant because they be ignorant. You feel what I'm saying? If you got a pretty good, decent job and you got a pretty good, decent thing going on at the house, you know what I'm saying? Who am I as a man to allow you to trick me out of my position and for me to go home to my wife with my head down and say, baby, I got fired today. Well, why you got fired, baby? She rubbing you on your head. She thinking that, well, why you got fired? And then you say the most cowardly and the most immature statement that, oh, I swung on this white man because he called me the N-word. She gonna be like, oh, yeah, that's wrong. Because, she gonna tell you that's wrong. But in back of her head, when she get on the phone with her sister or her friend, you know what she gonna say? Do you know this Negro hit somebody? And now he facing criminal charges?
And in that man's mind, you still are in.
Because you proved to me you is a... You know what I'm saying? Now, if you call me N-word, hey, come here for a second. No, you ain't got to get confrontation. Hey, let me talk to you for a second. I don't know who you're going to talk to and whatnot, but I'm a very educated black man, and I think I deserve this position. And let me tell you, let me look in your face and tell me, bro, don't you ever in your life call me that. You got the boss man standing right there. I ain't playing no games. I'm great at my job. My attendance is not perfect, but it's good. I respect everyone in the building. You know what that white boss gonna do? Shake your hand and tell you, okay then, Elijah, go on about your day or whatnot. I go out back there and working. He finna check him.
Because a lot of times, the stereotype exists in so many of us. All you gotta do is get us angry. All you gotta do is they'll take the black eye for you to go home and your wife with your head hanging down. Now all of a sudden, your life changed, your children's life changed. Everything is changed by a split decision. Mm-hmm. See, they are more calculated. We act off of impulse. We anger right now, bam, we snap, we do it. and they give us 30 years on a split decision.
Why we like that?
I think it goes back to the our ancestors and the anger. I think it's the anger. I think we are more possessive people. I think it goes back to the ancestors and the things that we went through, and not being able to fight back.
You know where it come from? Let's be real with it. You know where it come from?
What's that?
Most of us were raised by an impulsive person,
Wow.
our mothers. We didn't have that father to still knowledge in us and to tell us about logic thinking. You know what I'm saying? Just like if I was to, just like on that movie, Eddie Murphy on the movie Metro, he put something in the cup and he told the dude, you can't touch the cup, but you got to get it out, the bottle or the top. You feel what I'm saying? Logical thinking. Only thing you had to do is pour water and let the tap rise to the top and get it out. You know what I'm saying? We don't instill that in our sons because you know why? We into their private institutions doing time. And we out here on the streets doing what we want to do. Let's just be real. Our mothers are raising us. So she's moving off impulsive thinking. So we're going to move off impulsive thinking. If you put right now, William, if someone was to come in here and to call you out your name and everything, bro, Big Pete gonna come up, but William gonna make him go down because now Jesus is involved in your life and he's in control. So therefore, I ain't gonna move the way I move. Now I'm thinking calculated. I'm moving the chess pieces. Now I can tell you, guess what? Hey man, you don't get your stupid behind out of here because you know what? I own this. I built this. You know what I mean? So it's ways that we can make money and it's ways that we can maneuver as black men. We can support one another. Now, a nigga ain't gonna support a black man. You see it all the time. You feel me saying? Just like a cracker ain't gonna support a white man. Because when you come into that white man establishment, you're gonna see black people in there, Indian people in there, Spanish people in there, because all money is green. And I'm going to tell you have a blessed day or a beautiful day and all that kind of stuff because I don't see you in that way. God is love. The first very question you asked me, what is explaining love? I told you Jesus. Bro, God is love. So if God is love, God has changed me. I don't see you in that way no more. Now, am I still going to use stereotypes? Yeah, I got cardinal flesh. Just like Paul said, I die daily. I'm going to always veer off and go on my own. You feel me saying? But Jesus is going to stop me and let me know that wasn't nice. That's called conviction.
You know, I always use a parable when it comes to Jesus. Like once you have Jesus in your life, it's like climbing a mountain. And you got these ropes, you climb up. And if you fall, you're only going to fall so far. Because he got you.
He got you.
See what I'm saying?
He got you.
You're going to have to throw it back up there and climb again, but he ain't letting you hit to the bottom. Once Jesus have truly entered your life, you are never the same.
No.
You can go back to doing some old things, but you are never going to be the same because of that conviction. Before, it wasn't no, Vince ain't have no conviction.
No.
Straight up, ain't nothing whispering in no ear, nobody but one voice.
That's why they use the word heartless. You heartless.
One voice, and that's Satan.
That's it. I'm going to throw the mattress up. You know what I'm saying? Like Ice Cube did on the video roll call, throw the mattress up, put on all black. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? That's Vince. But Elijah will walk away and call you and said, bro, I don't like the way you tried to handle me. And guess what you're going to do? Because you done calm down. This is why I don't be around niggas. I be around brothers. I be around grown black men because you're going to accept accountability. If I leave here right now and you wrong me, I'm going to wait till this situation calm down and I'm going to call you and you're going to come to reason because you're a man and you're going to offer me an apology. I'm going to accept the apology. And now our relationship is back together. Now niggas, it's not going to do that. You get what I'm saying? So it's a big difference. So that's why I'm prejudiced against that kind of stuff. I just don't like being around it because I want to move forward with my life. I don't want to stand still. I want to move forward.
Why do you think most men stay in a relationship when they're not happy?
Most men stay in a relationship when they're not happy because of love. Because of love. And let me explain the difference. I was in a relationship with my baby mother and I loved her. So I stayed there. But when I met my wife, I didn't love her. I just was happy and I was at peace.
Do you think men and women love differently?
Oh yeah.
Elaborate.
Women are taught to love a man for what he have. They taught that from birth. You know what I mean? It's real. They taught it from birth. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't know if I said it, but a woman raises her daughter, but she loves her son. You know what I mean? She gonna teach that daughter about life from her perspective. So she gonna teach that daughter about, hey, girl, if he ain't paying your light bill, I won't let him come over. You know what I'm saying? So, and with the man, from a little boy, we was taught, you know what I'm saying? Like, boy, you got to go do that for her. Because you love. You know when a man truly love a woman, a man doesn't tell a woman he love him. You know when a man truly love a woman, and I'm sure you did this right here. When a man truly loves a woman, he say to himself, shit, man, I die for this girl. I'm finna go out here and get another job to work. I ain't gotta sit here and get a Hallmark card and write you, I love you, girl, and put flowers all over the bed. That's something for, that's something they do to show they love.
Do you think it's important to express that verbally? You know, back in the days, a lot of men would say, I love you. She know I go to work every day. I pay these bills. That mean I love you.
Right.
Do you think it's important to express that verbally?
In these days society, yes, it's important because the woman is dumber from when grandma was running around. The women, I mean, you can sugarcoat it, but the truth is that they're more fleshly. You know what I mean?
When you say dumber, you mean gullible?
No, I mean exactly what I said. They're dumber because right now beings control them. But I can't even say the damn word. But the shoes, the Balenciagos or whatever the shit called, that control them. Gucci, Fendi. Ooh, I want my hair done just like that.
But
that control them.
What makes a woman? Her age? It's just like a boy and a man. See, Vince was a little boy running around out here. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Your age didn't make you a man. That right woman in your life helped create and push you to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
So a woman, just because she's of age, doesn't make her a woman. That's a little girl. Mm-hmm. If you 50 years old and you run around talking about going clubbing and you got to go get a Gucci bag and all this here, you's a girl.
Yeah, of course, it's a girl. But that ain't. I have learned that the more we having a conversation now,
mm-hmm.
we can't have this conversation with our wives because they don't think this way. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So when we meet a woman, we can't sit down and say, man, you get this and that. No, I ain't doing that. A woman, it takes another woman, excuse me, to mature that woman up. And it make it be a friend. It make it be an auntie. It make it be the mama that to mature that woman up and let her know, like, girl, that's where these phrases come from. Girl, don't let that well run dry. Girl, don't let that man get away from you. Girl, you better feed that man because she's giving her gems. She's giving her game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like an older woman, when you go see your mother-in-law or whoever, you know what I'm saying? You introduce yourself like, hey, I'm William. How you doing? Blah, 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 blah. She already see the man in you.
Yeah.
She see the little boy in you.
And when you walk away, when she one-on-one with her daughter, she gonna get it to her.
What? She gonna get it to her right then.
I remember I used to, I be on Met one. I say, Mom, what you think, Mom? Mom say, I ain't the one got to be with her. until she make me mad. Until I come over there mad. Yeah, Mom, she got on my nerve. Then Mom go ahead and tell me what she been wanting to hold back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, mama gonna give it to you. But at the same time, though, I think it's more important with us, our daddies and uncles give it to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and tell you and sit down and like,
You know, I think that when it comes to the right woman in your life, I think mama more prone to get it right before daddy will. Because we are visual creatures.
Mhm.
That woman look pretty, you know, daddy gonna respect that's your people or whatever, but that's the one there, boy. You better hold on to that one because daddy see the groceries. You understand what I'm saying? Mama, like you say, mama raised they daughters, but they gon'
they love their support. Yeah, they love
their
them.
son's different. So
Yeah.
that mama in the end want what's best for her baby. She ain't finna let this woman, cause women know how women are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there she looked the same. She ain't finna get over my boy, get my boy, treat my baby like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if mama give that nod, you can pretty much almost, you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Mama accepted you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And cause mama gonna see you blinded by, yeah, mama, you say that, mama, but if you don't know what's going on behind this door, mama, Lord, look at here. But see, mama know what's going on behind that door, cause mama behind the door.
Mama see it.
Mama see it. Mama see her for what she is. It's no different than I'm your homeboy. You know, but every time you out the room or you walk out the room, I ain't said nothing to your lady, but I'm looking at her. She see me looking at her. She may say to you, well, baby, how long you been knowing Pete? You know,
Mm-hmm.
you sure, you know, yeah, all right, it's something about him. I don't know. She may know you close to me. She don't want to tell me you straight up, hey, man, the man, you know what I'm saying? The man bad business. I feel like the man, you know what I'm saying? But see, that's why we have to listen to the women in our lives. Because you say they love us different.
Yeah.
You know? Ain't nobody going, daddy's daddy. You know what I'm saying? Mama's mama.
Mm-hmm.
You know, daddy going, you scrape your leg, boy, go in there and walk that stuff off and get up off that floor, stop that crying.
You better believe it.
Mama gonna go put a Band-Aid, go get some peroxide and all this old goo-goo gaga stuff. You know what I'm saying? No matter how big we got it.
Yeah.
Right now to this day, 40 years old, a certain thing go in your life, you headed to the shores.
Yeah.
Straight to the shores.
Yeah.
And cause ain't nobody gonna give it to you like mama. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
What does, at this age, Elijah, what does intimacy look like?
I mean, just with my wife, or just with my life, period.
You know, the essence of the word itself, intimacy. A lot of people don't understand what that is. And that's
I'm
different.
one.
And that's
I don't.
different for a man and a woman. So you don't understand what intimacy is.
Nah. Give it to me.
You know, it depends. You know, everyone's different.
Right.
You know, like the cuddling thing, you know, certain women and men, like me at my age, I'm a little more cuddly than at my past years.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? For me to get there, you know, in that move to the height of that situation, I have to, you know, sometimes things matter that didn't used to matter. The environment matter.
Right.
You know, the temperature of the air condition. You know,
Right.
You know, touch me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All these things matter now. But prior, you know, we straight to the motion. You know, we straight. You know what I mean? Certain things, like you say, for example, the holding hands on the beach with the wife. See, all these
Right.
were intimate moments.
Yeah. I do that. I do that right now with my wife. And actually, I find myself holding longer conversation with my kids. But like I hold hands. I ain't got to that stage of cuddling yet. I mean, where I'm at in my life right now, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like my mentality right now, I'm planning my death. And let me explain it before you think I'm psycho. I can't afford for Elijah Jr. and Messiah to grow up and experience life like I experienced it. So I'm getting the $1 million life insurance policies. I'm getting the land. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have time to sit home, and I have to explain this to my wife. And you know, we're two different animals. She still want to lay up, watch movies, and all that kind of stuff. Baby, I'm planning something. In order for me to execute this plan, because you know, like they send you to war, and they tell you, don't fool around with that girl that night, unless your mind gonna be, Mom, I don't want to do that because I'm planning something. Now, when the plan start working, we can do it. We can hold hands in there. But right now, I don't have time because I'm not content in this situation.
Sacrifices must be made.
They must be made.
It's so funny. I just had this conversation, but you know, I'm gonna tell you something, brother. We're a goer. We go out and we make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But you're planning your death for this future, for the ones you love.
Yes.
And who you love more than that woman.
Yeah.
So what is all of that? What is it the man, if he gained the whole world,
And loses.
lose his soul? But see, it's a balance and it's hard. I'm talking to myself too.
Right.
Because it's a balance. You know, and the day where, you know, you want to lay up, just lay in the bed and cuddle and look at movies, my mind going crazy because I haven't accomplished nothing today. To me, I can't sleep knowing I went to sleep and I didn't take another step toward my goal. You understand what I'm saying? But it's a balance. You know,
Yeah, it's a balance.
The Bible that we talk about, the Bible say, Paul say, it's good for a man with certain callings not to be married.
Oh, yeah.
But if he should marry, he gonna put his wife before God, meaning he gonna cater to her needs because you're no longer you. You have to consider her feelings and her emotions moving forward. Every decision you make, you think about her.
Mm-hmm.
That's that leadership.
Mm-hmm.
That's the position. You said it earlier. It's God, Yahweh the Father,
Yeah.
Jesus, Yahshua the Son,
Mm-hmm.
and Elijah Vincent Jr., the man.
Yeah.
Huh? Then the woman and the children.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the two shall be one. So if she's not complete, you're not complete. And it's like everything we work for mean nothing if we look back and say, hey man, I lost. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I understand exactly.
So
what you're saying.
I'm saying this, and but William talking to William, but it's hard, man, because we so determined. We such go-getters and we got to make it happen because if you understand that, ain't nobody gonna bring it to you. If you don't go get it, ain't nobody gonna bring it to you.
I'm gonna tell you what my day consists of Monday through Friday. I wake up at 4:00 in the morning. I gotta be at work at 5:00. I kiss my wife. I go to work. I come home probably about 5:00. You know, she done got off work, or you know, she making dinner. And when we making dinner, we sit and watch TV, and we talking. You know what I'm saying? When I say far as like I ain't on that cutting stage, like I'm talking about like to just blow a whole day laying in bed, just laying down. No, we can spend a half a day, like in the morning time on Saturdays. We chill.
Wake up and just, get a couple minutes in.
We chill. We have our own session and we chill, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. That's my wife. But at the same time, now we finna get up and we finna drop to our knees. And we gonna read us a chapter or a few scriptures, and we gonna lay in bed and we gonna look at our favorite show. We look at Scrubs, bro. The little stuff on Netflix. We look at that there because my wife is a surgical tech. So we look at stuff like that. You know, I listen to her, and talk to her,
Understand a little terminology so you can ask questions.
Yeah.
You know, how important it is, when my wife, I go get her from work, she get in the car. Let's say I'm on the phone with you, and she don't talk me. When I get in this car, that's hot. Ain't no vents.
Yeah.
Ain't no, know what I'm saying? Because she want to tell me about her day.
Mm-hmm.
Do it really matter to me, her day? It does, but you know how we is as men. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? But the point is, I'm attentive. I'm listening. I'm gonna ask my little 3-4 questions and let her get it all out. Yeah, baby. Yeah, let her get it out.
Yeah.
And smooth sailing from there on out. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to give them that.
That
You know
make
what I
it
mean?
that make everything, that make the household
Because
straight.
you're her best friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'd rather for her tell me about it, baby, than to get on the phone and gossip. Somebody want to go back and spread and double whatever going on. You know what I mean? So
Well, you know it, boy. You know Janice and Susie and Carol and everybody, and she be telling me about stuff like that. I'm like, yo, baby. And I'll tell you this right here. In the 2 years that we've been together, man, I done learned about the OR room. Because if I listen to my wife, her vent to me and everything, and like you said,
that's right.
man, I really want to talk about this football game, but I'm gonna sit here and listen to you.
But do they really want to talk about football? But see, she learned football. I remember
I was just about to say that.
it was a couple. They had been married 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady asked the couple, what's the secret? And that lady said, baby, let me tell you something. You be your husband's best friend. If he love football, you learn football.
Mm-hmm.
If he like to ride motorcycles, you go and learn how to ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
If he play video games, you learn to kick his behind in the video game. So he ain't got to go over there and play Vince. He ain't got to go watch the game to his homeboy.
You better
He
believe
watching
it.
the game right there with his baby.
You better believe it.
That's the key.
You better believe
That's
it.
the key. God say it was not meant the man should be alone, so he made him a helpmate.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna name some random things, and you just briefly just tell me what you think. Donald Trump,
I like him.
Kamala Harrison,
Antichrist. She's not the Antichrist, but she's promoting the Antichrist system.
Ocala, Florida,
Home. Birthplace. This way it started at for me. I like it here. I love the people here. I love the people here.
family,
Family is necessary. I love my family. I love my family. Family is what helped me to become Elijah. You know what I'm saying? That's family. I have aunts and uncles who, when I was Vince, I didn't speak to. And now that I'm doing this podcast, let me tell all of them I love them, because I finally learned, you know what I mean? Because like we was talking about with the spirits and whatnot. See, when I was selling drugs and I used to go around my aunts and they used to be like, hey baby, how you doing? And they backing out their car, going forward, they just speaking to me and whatnot. I used to get offense to it. But now that I done came out that spirit, I realized they didn't want to be around me. They didn't want to be around that spirit.
Yeah.
Because now when I come up to family get-togethers, they embrace me and say, boy, you look good. You know what I mean? Where your wife at? Where them boys at? You know what I mean? They want to talk. So family is necessary, man. Family is your main support system. We got a lot of brothers and sisters who get in trouble. And when they get in trouble, God forbid, they mothers or fathers or siblings, they pass away. So when they get out, they never had that support system. And where I was blessed that my mother was still alive when I got out. And because I can't sit here and lie to you and be like, oh yeah, bro, I did that because I'm strong-minded. Nah. I did that because I had someone in my ear saying, I ain't gonna give up on you, baby. You know what I'm saying?
If I made the statement, everyone have a favorite sibling, what would you say?
That's true.
Who's your favorite sibling?
My favorite sibling will have to be my sister, Tisha.
And why is that?
Because my sister, Tisha, first of all, me and her birthday is on the same day. And this is on my dad's side. And it's just that she don't judge me. You know what I'm saying? She don't judge me for nothing that I did. Now, don't get me wrong, Letter and Boss, they, we was raised in the same house, but at times when, when people judge you for something, it kind of like, it affects your path.
It pushes you away.
It pushes you away.
But at the same time, now that you, Elijah, and you sit in this chair, that kind of goes back to that word again. Accountability.
Accountability. I had to learn accountability.
And, when we're in those type spirits, we don't want to be held accountable.
Correct.
So just like auntie them dodge you, they really didn't want to be around you. You ain't want to be around them because they were holding you accountable.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's safe to say that.
Yeah. Oh, it's very safe to say that.
Community.
My community, which is in Ocala, it's hard to reach my community, but you got to have love for your community because your community builds you up. Your community is your second family. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, your community is going to it's going to tell you about your accountability. And you got certain individuals in your community, them old men and them old women, they don't give a damn because you go home and get your mama. I'm going to tell your mama what I just told you. You take your little bad ass and stop pouring water on my porch. And you go, you know what I mean? And so your community builds you up. So therefore, when you get up in age, you go to your community and you put your arms around. It's a lot of aunts and uncles, bro, that we ain't blood related. But they was in my community and they built me.
Fatherhood.
Fatherhood is the essence of Elijah. It's the essence of God. You know what I mean? It's like fatherhood is so important because without fatherhood, I'm leading my kids to destruction. And fatherhood is so important because, man, fatherhood is growth. Fatherhood is maturity. Fatherhood is so many things. Man, I don't know where I'd be without being a good father. Fatherhood built my character. When somebody telling you, you know what I'm saying, Dad, I don't think that's right. And you got a little pea squeak telling you that, then you value their opinion, you be like, dang, I got
holding you accountable. Perception.
Perception is different. Everyone has different perception. I can only speak from my perception. My perception is that I'm trying to get to heaven. And I'm fighting a lot of evil things, but I'm trying to get there. And I can look you in your face, bro. I may not make it, but I'm gonna lead my kids there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're gonna play a game called Fill in the Blank.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you questions. You answer them quickly, precisely. First thing come to mind.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to.
I always wanted to be a part of something great.
I love when someone
tells me they love me and appreciate me.
If I had to do it all over again, I would
do everything that I did to become a better person.
My favorite holiday is
now.
If I could have dinner with anyone in the world, dead or alive, it would be
Malcolm X.
It aggravates me when people
spread false information.
The best quality that someone can have is
a good heart.
If I was God, the first thing I would change is
nothing.
My childhood crush was
you're gonna get me in trouble. Oh man, my childhood crush was Vanessa Williams.
That's a good one there, boy. If I could travel anywhere in the world, it would be
Israel.
My favorite movie is
I don't know. Don't have now.
If I could go back to any age, it would be
12.
Jesus is
King.
When I meet someone, the first thing I notice is
Their heart.
if I could ask God one question, it would be,
Nothing.
my greatest strength is,
My heart.
my greatest weakness is,
My heart.
the biggest misunderstanding about me is,
My brain.
I draw a line in the sand if you,
Disrespect me.
if I had to star in a movie beside any actor, it would be,
It would be Denzel.
Halle Berry or Vanessa Williams,
Vanessa Williams.
Fantasia or Beyonce,
Fantasia.
Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes,
I don't know who them is.
Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan,
Kobe.
Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith,
Barry.
He-Man or Thundercats,
He-Man.
Blues Clues or SpongeBob,
SpongeBob. My son said SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. Okay. I tell you what, sir. This is the last part of the show. It's called AMA,
Okay.
where you, Elijah Vincent, get to ask me, William Robinson, anything.
Okay. What's your perspective on our politicians?
You know, I think that, to get to the position that they're in, all of them have to play the game. I'm more concerned with who my superintendent is, who my sheriff is, who my mayor is right here in Marion County than I am over who's the president of the United States. I think we as a community don't understand the importance of the local officials.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, I never thought I would say this, but there's a lot of things that Donald Trump said out of his mouth that I agree with. A lot of things. From me using my logic, instantly, you want to gravitate to what we see, what we know. Kamala is a nice looking lady. You could tell in her day she was a very nice looking lady. We as men, we are visual creatures. But when I listen and I look, I think there's not a lot of evasiveness. You're not answering the questions that's being asked to you. Like I say, I really don't get into it real big, but Donald Trump has said a lot more things that I agree with. Do I think that he's the type of man to bring the people together? No. I don't think he'll bring the people together. But I think people bring people together. No matter who the president is, you're not going to bring people together. Correct. It's individual choice. I think that when I see a person that evade things and the manipulative, I think they got something to hide. Mm-hmm. And I see more of that from her than I do him. Growing up here in Marion County, I can live with the man with the rebel flag and the shotgun and that tell me he don't like me.
That's their culture.
I know where he's standing. Guess what? I don't like you either, if that's how you feel. You understand what I'm saying? But so I could deal with straight upness, and that's what Trump present more. He is what he is. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it's right or wrong. I can't vote either way it go. Me being a convicted felon and everything of that nature. I'm going to check on that, though. But I think, some people say the lesser evil. I don't really involve, but I have matured and I understand the importance of my vote. But like I say, I think Trump more eye for eye, certain things. And when it comes to the business aspect, I think Trump is on point.
That's great. I get ask you another question.
Yes, ask me as many as you want.
Do you feel that there are good cops and bad cops, or do you feel that there are good people get put into bad jobs?
I think that every job, well, we have to understand that we're all human beings. Every job has a person. There's nothing going to be done on this earth without a human being. God himself had to come die as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he gave Adam dominion over this earth. Dominion means rule. So
Mm-hmm.
man rules. So no matter what position and title you in, it all boils down to an individual and what spirit he possesses inside of him.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never really had bad experiences with police. I place myself into their hands. And that goes back to looking in the mirror. I don't blame the prosecutor, the judge, the state. Now they didn't have to do me the way they did me. So see what I'm saying? If I know what they're gonna do,
Correct.
given the opportunity, it's up to me not to be placed in their hands.
Correct.
And I place myself in their hands, so therefore I fault myself. I have never had a bad encounter with police myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you feel that we're near the end?
Yes, according to the Bible, you know, every day is getting closer to Jesus coming back. You know, the things that are going on are spoken of in the Bible. You know, these days were spoken of. So therefore, why are we surprised? You know, I think prison has, you know, being in prison, it helps shape and form your mind very quickly. You know, you don't have time for jibber jab. You know, it's like it's only one way to be, and that's straight up and that's blunt. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little more blunt than they say, well, it's harsh. You didn't have to say it that way.
Right.
But to me, it's only one way to say it, and that's just what it is. And that's the way it is. And I think that I think hurting people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things I discovered, that hurting people hurt people. And as people are hurt, I believe in childhood trauma, and we as a community, we have to understand that depression is not a bad word. Depression exists. You know what I mean? We have to acknowledge that, you know what I'm saying? But in that same fight that you use hating someone else, use that fight to build yourself up and to become a better person and to bust out of that cocoon and transform and have more Williams and Elijahs running around him.
I think depression is not real.
Depression is, see, the difference, Vince, is that you and I did grow up in a loving home.
Mm-hmm.
See, and the love of our parents, you don't see things, you're shielded from things because of the love. But when you hear a man tell that story about missing them meals,
Right.
coming home, the lights off, and just imagine you being 13 years old, 11, 10, and them men walking in and out of that room with mama. You know what them, as early, as boys, we know what's going on real early.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That shapes and forms your mind frame.
Mm-hmm.
And we carry that on into our relationship. See, just like right now, you Elijah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When Roy came into your life, he showed you a way. Some men didn't get there. It wasn't a Roy.
Right.
So you could have still met this woman that's an amazing woman, I would imagine, but you would be a whole different type of animal to her because you didn't know the way. You know, Jamie Gilmore got a program called Cut Different. And he talk about exposure trips. He don't call them field trips.
Mm-hmm.
Exposure trips. He exposing these kids to a life that they wouldn't normally see. So therefore, their expectations are different because they're able to visualize these things because they have seen these things. But when you only, you don't know what it's like for a little girl to have that stepdaddy to come in that room and touch on her, and she know in her heart, mama know that man coming in that doggone room.
Correct.
See, and when she's hurt and wounded in a different kind of way, and she's going through that now that she have a husband, and when he do something to trigger a thought that what this man did, and she's acting out in bipolar ways, and you just saying this girl crazy, You understand what I'm saying? These are different type of traumas, and that does call on depression. Me, myself, come on from, you know the man I've been all my life.
Correct.
Bro, when I came, bro, I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't walk. I sat down and just, I'm out there racing dude, whooping them for money, all kind of things. That I'm a fraction of myself. That's hard for me. I can't labor. I can't go and work like you said. I would love to get up 4 o'clock in the morning, go and come on to my wife, kiss my, pay these bills. I can't do these things. You don't think that affect me, the man that you know that I was?
Oh, yeah.
So, but it's the brain power. It's about everybody don't have the mind frame of Elijah Vincent
I know.
Barnes. See, certain people are blessed with, and that's that upbringing. That's that Deb. See what I'm saying? That's that Deb. That's that get your behind up and watch these baseboards. Everybody ain't have that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some people houses and shreds. Well, I can't do nothing with these kids. You go to these people's house now, they got kids in the house just tore up because they just let them do anything. So how are they going to raise up? How are these little girls going to mature up? And how they going to get a husband?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know how to clean, but they never been taught. So don't underestimate depression because you have had a good life. You was blessed in certain areas. And thank the Lord, for Mama and Roy. You know what I'm saying? That you didn't have to go through these things, but you won't. Was common sense to Vince? I'm sorry. Was common sense to Elijah?
Yeah.
Ain't common sense to everybody else, bro.
Oh, yeah, I understand that.
That's real.
I understand that. I mean, it's certain things that
I'm gonna tell you something. It's times, man, I ain't want to come on to my family like broke down, man. You know what I'm saying? I was gone 18 years, dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my surgery a year before I came home. My last year was in infirmity, trying to bounce back. You know what I'm saying? Going to rehabs, all kind of darkness, everything. You know what I mean? And you come home, you surrounded by family. Thank the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So the only time I was to myself is when I go in the bathroom to do number 2.
Correct.
And I would sit on that toilet, man. And somehow or another I wind up crying. I'm in the bathroom by myself crying. Big Pete.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing was, I would cry because I was just thinking of how hard I fought to get to where I was. And then to come home and realize how far I got to go.
Yeah.
But see, in my mind, I'm better than what I was because that's our mind frame.
Right.
We fighters. And I remember I talked to a counselor, whatever,
Right.
whatever, for about a year. And I used to be like, man, I ain't, on this stuff, man. These people, this don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But I find myself thinking about during the week what I talked to that lady about. You understand what I'm saying? And her job was to get me to accept my limitations. See, me, Deb child,
Right.
Betty Jean child, all I got to do, I'm going to do it. It could get done.
Right.
I just got to keep fighting. I can do it. But here's the difference in being injured and wounded. You know what I'm saying? Certain things you can't control.
No, you can't.
And I can't control it. I have permanent damage to my spine, so I can't control it. I ain't nothing I can do. You understand what I'm saying? The damage done, so I had to accept my limitation. Me, just keep going. That's how I feel and broke my leg.
Right.
Oh, I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a cane right there. Look at that corner right there. What you see?
Yeah.
Cane in that corner. Cane in the car. Cane at the house. I ain't finna be nowhere because I could be going good for a couple steps and all of a sudden there it go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's real. I just hope you never have to experience it.
I mean, we all experience some form of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I say that I don't think it's real, it's just that like time is the devil's playground. And with us doing time, the devil is going to play on our mind. That's just like when you going to work and you sit and think about that woman. You know what I'm saying? You're going to think about the woman cheating. You're going to think about the woman gossiping. You're going to think about the woman not paying the bills. I just I understand. Don't get me wrong now. I ain't naive to, I'm not naive to like depression, to trauma and all that. I know it exists, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that when someone look at a problem, I'm looking at the solution.
Exactly. And see, that's the fight.
Yeah.
I believe that it doesn't mean that it don't exist. It's what you do with it. And I totally get what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't finna, man. I ain't depressed. And that was my mind frame, man. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I fight through it, but you'll have bouts to where it may last. Like when I'm sitting on that toilet,
Yeah.
I feel it. But then, get up or try. You know what I'm saying? And it's over. But that doesn't mean you have to push them thoughts away. Some people are laying it a little longer. Like you say, it's up to you, man. Get up, fight that junk, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, man? Fight that junk.
Yeah.
That's the end. Fight it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's right. So I tell you what, Mr. Vince.
Mhm.
This is the last part of the show where you're going to look directly into this camera over my shoulder here. You're going to give your final thoughts to the world. Your message to the world, my audience.
My final thoughts to the world is, before it's all said and done, what Elijah Vince Barnes Sr. want to be known as, I want people to know my heart and to know my ambition. That, what you saw yesterday, don't judge off of. And I'm going to continue making mistakes. I got a lot of dumb stuff to do. And I promise you that. I ain't going to sit and deny that I'm finna do some smart stuff. I got a lot of more dumb stuff to do. But with that being said, I'm going to admit to it that I got dumb stuff to do. And I want each and one of y'all to correct me. You know what I mean? I love my people and I love my community. I love everything about it. And I really feel everything that I said, I stand firm on it. And I can show you receipts on it. I really know this stuff and I really feel this stuff. I ain't hating on nobody. I'm not doing that. But I want everyone to know a hater gives you more of every hater is not a hater. Some hater put you on point and tells you stuff to give you more accountability. So by me saying stuff on this show right there, I want everyone to learn the accountability. Don't just sit home and just fall victim to the system. Fight through it. When they tell you that we got to put on our armor to fight, you know what I'm saying, with God right there, putting on armor doesn't mean you're going to breeze through life. Putting on armor means you're finna get hit. And we all get hit every day by God. We all get hit by Satan. It's just that we got to accept that there is a devil and that there is a God. So I just want everybody to know I love them. And I'm praying for everybody and I'm with you.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, I am your host, William Robinson of TLC Talk, Love, and Communication. Today on my story, we want to thank Mr. Elijah Vincent Barnes for come joining us today, Lord, ladies and gentlemen, giving us some wisdom, knowledge, and input on our community. He touched on some very, very, very touching things. A very brave man. One of his words is the dummy. We're going to stop being the dummy and we're going to get out this. We're going to remove ourselves from those and open our eyes and wake up out of the matrix, ladies and gentlemen. We only got one life to live, and it's a whole lot easier with love and communication. You can donate to this channel and Cash App. Anybody love you with a use Zelle 352-209-3306. PayPal Robinson74William@gmail.com. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if nobody told you they love you today, William Robinson loves you.